Hi, I'm Violet, a 4th grader at Lincoln Elementary School. I have questions, people have answers. This is the Gray Area with Violet. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Singing, hanging out with friends, and lots of days off. And since we can't be on technology all of the time, we thought we'd show you something you can do at home with your family that's not only fun, but tastes great as well. Hi, we're here with Eva Howells, a consumer science teacher in the BASD. Hi Eva, what are we going to be doing today?
Hi Violet, today we're going to be making cake mix chocolate chip Santa cookies.
Sounds fun.
It's a lot of fun. The best thing about this recipe, it's super easy to make because your base is from the cake mix, but also you're gonna see when we get to the time that we add the sprinkles, we're using Christmas colors, but let's say it's Valentine's Day and you only wanna add red and white to make some Valentine's cookies, you could do the same. So the base is super simple and then you can put your little twists in when needed.
Okay.
So let's get started with the ingredients. We're both actually gonna make the recipe, so if you could grab 2 boxes of cake mix. Thank you.
You're welcome.
If you could also grab the oil. We also need egg whites, so I will grab the eggs. A good recipe is nothing without chocolate, so let's grab the chocolate. And then of course, we're making it holiday, so let's get some red, white, and green sprinkles. Okay, great. So now, to get started, we're each gonna get a big bowl.
Thank you.
And the first step is opening up our cake mix. So if you would like to open up your cake mix, and I will open up mine. Now I always say, best part about cooking is sometimes you make a mess. I have scissors here so that we can open the top, because sometimes when I make this at home with my 2 boys, we get the powder everywhere. Okay, the next thing we are going to need is egg whites. Now, the trick when it comes to doing egg whites is when you crack it, you want to crack it on the side of the bowl. And when you lift the top part up, don't dump it yet. You want to let the whites run off, and you can kind of pass the yolk back and forth so that the white falls down, just like that. Okay. And then this can go right inside our cake mix box. Do you want to give it a try?
Sure.
And then just toss it back and forth. Good, and then put that right in your cake mix box.
What makes this so easy?
So normally when you make cookies at home from scratch, you have to measure the flour, the salt, and the baking soda. Sometimes families don't have a lot of time to do that. So when we're using the cake mix as a base, it's something that it has all the ingredients in there already, and it makes it easier for young children to make at home. So if we continue on with the recipe, the next thing that we are going to have to add is 2 tablespoons flour. So I'm gonna grab the flour. Now, whenever we are measuring anything, we wanna make sure that we level it off with our straight edge spatula. So I'm going to get 1 tablespoon, and in cooking terms, we call this heaping pile. So I'm just gonna level it off, and I'm gonna add that. And then I'm gonna get another one, and do it again. Your turn. So if we started from scratch, we would probably be measuring 2 cups of flour, some baking soda, and salt. Good job.
Thank you.
All right, the next thing that we have to measure is the oil. Whenever you are measuring liquids, you want the liquid measuring cup. You always find your measurement first, and we are going to be using 1/2 cup of oil. So I'm gonna put it on a flat surface, and I'm gonna know my mark, so there's the 1/2 cup. And I'm going to pour and check it at eye level to make sure that we have the right amount. So there's the 1/2 cup for me. And then
how many were we adding?
1/2 cup.
Okay.
And it's good to always double check to make sure that you have the right amount of ingredients. Because sometimes if you put too much, it might make it too wet or it might be too dry. So that was good that you checked that. Okay, good job. So now the recipe also calls for my favorite part, 3/4 cup chocolate chips. Now, if we only have this 1/4 cup, we're gonna fill it up 3 times so that we get 3/4 cup. Do you like chocolate?
Yes, I love chocolate.
And also, the good thing about this recipe is I love peanut butter. And they sell the Reese's peanut butter. I could switch, since my base stays the same, I could switch it out and I could add peanut butter instead. Okay. So here's 1, here's 2, and here's 3. There you go.
One, 2, and 3.
Good job. So now we are going to take our wooden spoons and we are going to mix it until it looks like cookie dough.
So what kind of things will I get to do in consumer science class?
So when you get into 6th grade, you actually learn about proper eating habits, and we teach you about the My Plate. So about fruits, vegetables, grains, proteins, dairy. And then some of the things that you actually get to cook in here are apple crescent bites, mini pizzas, chocolate chip goodies, which is like a chocolate chip muffin. And you can do dirt cups and oyster crackers. And the fun thing about family and consumer science class, there's also a sewing portion to it. So in 6th grade, you would actually get to make your very own small pillow.
Wow, sounds fun.
What's your favorite food?
Dessert-wise or just food-wise? Or
Just
both?
in general.
I like steak.
So steak is good because in family consumer science class, when you get into the higher grades, we actually teach you how to use a knife properly and safely, because safety is super important.
Are we getting close to putting them in the oven?
Not quite yet. We have to do the finishing touch, and that is adding our Christmas colored sprinkles. So what we are gonna do is we are gonna get our 1/4 cup, and if your favorite color is red, then add a little more red in there, but we are just going to pour in red, white, and green sprinkles to fill up that cup.
Why red, white, and green?
So typical Christmas colors are red, white, and green. But like I said before, let's just say it's March Madness and your favorite team is the Kentucky Wildcats. I could make this cookie and add blue and white sprinkles so that I can support my team. So this is where you can give it your little pizzazz. So I'm gonna add a little red, and now I'm gonna add some green, and then I'm gonna top it off with some white.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna dump it in here, and while you're measuring yours out, I'm gonna start mixing mine.
Okay.
And once you have it mixed up really well, now it's the fun part where we get to roll them and put them on the cookie sheet, and I have parchment paper ready to go on our cookie sheet. So here is your cookie sheet,
Thank you.
and here is the parchment paper,
Thank you.
and this is mine.
Okay.
So
why do you use parchment paper?
So when we use parchment paper, it's to make the cleanup process a little bit easier, and also it protects the cookie sheet from getting, if maybe the cookies burn or anything, it's not actually getting stuck on the actual cookie sheet itself. It's only gonna be on the parchment paper, so that when we're done baking them, all we have to do is lift this parchment paper, throw it away, and then it'll be an easy cleanup of the cookie tray. So
Okay.
now what we're gonna do is we are going to make cookie balls. Don't make them too big or else they're not gonna bake. So So we're just going to make them about 1 to 2 inches, just like this. And then you just want to spread them out with 2 inches in between. We don't ever put them too close, otherwise they could bake into each other.
Is that good?
That's perfect. All right, Violet, they look great. Now it's time to get them in the oven. So when we put them in the oven, we make sure we have our oven mitts on. We open the oven door all the way. We pull this top rack out. We don't want to accidentally burn ourselves. And then with 2 hands, we are going to put them in the oven. And then I will pull this bottom rack out.
How long do they take to bake?
These take 8 to 10 minutes. So we're gonna set our timer for 8 minutes and then we'll check them, and if they need a little more time, we'll add time, but if they're ready, we can take them out at 8 minutes.
Okay.
Can't wait. All right, Violet, mine were done. It's your turn to take yours out.
Okay. These look great. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, Violet. And don't forget, this is an easy recipe that you can do at home, and I look forward to your opportunity to have Family Consumer Science class.
Thank you. These cookies taste great, are easy to make, and a fun thing to do with someone else. I can't wait to get to middle school and try to see what other things I can whip up in consumer sciences. For now, I need to get some milk for this great holiday treat. For the Gray Area, this is Violet signing off.